Guten Morgen, guten Tag, guten Abend, gute Nacht. Welcome to BLONITY Analytics. The topic of today is the BITFARMS Q3 2020 financials. It was a very tough quarter for all the miners, one of the toughest in this bear market, but they were able to mine 535 freshly Bitcoins. This is one of the highest numbers in this industry of all the publicly traded miners. They had a gross mining margin of 26%, and they had a net loss of 4.8 million USD. First of all, I want to show you my little disclaimer here. This is no financial advice. Do always your own research. It's my own opinion and my estimates. The estimates could be completely wrong. Don't trust, always verify, understand the numbers, be aware of scammers, and you know the best how to invest your money. First, let's check the mining data from Q3 2020. Yeah, the mining profitability was at record lows. It was between 6 cents per terahash and 10 to 11 cents per terahash. So on average, maybe 8 cents per terahash. Very, very low mining profitability here. And that's why the quarter results are not that good, you can imagine. So they had a revenue of 6.8 million and a gross mining profit of 1.6 million. It's 26%. And yeah, they were able to get some lease agreements for 3,000 new Watts miners. So they upgraded their mining fleet, and yeah, they want to continue until the end of the year. Okay, now let's get into detail. I will zoom a little bit. So this is my own style of presenting the data because every miner does it different. I have my new standard here, so it looks a bit different than the look of the financials of BITFARMS. But this way is better, I think, and it's good to compare the numbers of these miners. So we have an income of 6.8 million. 6.06 million are from digital mining, from income from digital currency mining. The other is from the company Volta. You can see here they had a revenue of 730,000 US dollars. This is an electrical company, and they build the mining centers or the electrical infrastructure for BITFARMS, but they do also business with external customers. The operating and maintenance costs are minus 4.9 million USD. The electricity is roughly 80% of this number, and the rest is maintenance. Then we have depreciation. It's a big number here because they have a lot of equipment and a lot of huge facilities. There was no revaluation and no gain on sale because they always sell when they mine Bitcoins. Then we have expenses here. That's general and administrative, interest, lease. That's a big number here for BITFARMS because they have a lot of land lease. They have interest for their big loan, and they have general and administrative. So that's huge. And they have a negative net income of 4.7 million USD. They mined 535 Bitcoins. That's a high number compared to other miners. On average, they had 50 megawatts. From their 65 megawatts, they're able that's the full capacity. But they have some S9 Bitmain miners. They were not efficient at that time, so they were not able to run at full capacity. My estimated efficiency is 14 to 15 petahash per megawatt, and my estimated petahash average is 750 for that quarter. The break-even cost from BITFARMS was at 7,500 US dollar per Bitcoin, and the cost per megawatt of electricity and the maintenance is 45 US dollars. The gross mining margin was, in my calculation, 28%. Okay, let's check the assets. Zoom in a little bit. So at the end of the quarter, they had cash 1.3 million. That's not much, I think, and current assets of 4.4 million. But they have a lot of property and plant equipment, so overall 45 million in assets. So they have liabilities here. They have the long-term debt of more than 16 million US dollars with Dominion Capital, and they have some lease liabilities. Over the next years, they have to pay for the land lease and the facilities. So that's also a huge number here. Okay. So what's really interesting in their MD&A report is the mining equipment. They have listed all their miners here. So in January, they had 15,000 Antminers S9. But in this quarter, they sold more than 5,000. So they have 11,800 S9s left. So the S9 is an old miner. They want to sell them all or put it in another facility with lower prices for electricity. So they're on their way to replace the old infrastructure. These miners here are the old ones. And these one, the micro BT watts miners, are the new ones. I think they want to have, in the next few months, like 15,000 of these new miners, and they consume, on average, maybe the double. They consume 3.5 kilowatt each miner. These one consume less, so they don't need the same number of miners for the same electricity. So this is going to be very interesting. How fast can they, exchange their old miners with new miners? It's going to be very interesting in the next few months. I hope for big news here. Okay, let's go to the forecast of Q4. It's my personal forecast, so I could be wrong, but we see that the mining profitability in Q4 increases from mid to end of October until November. It increases fast. So we can expect that to continue until end of December, or maybe go flat. So it's gonna be, the quarter is gonna be better. It's not gonna be super duper, but it's gonna be better than the last quarter. My estimation here is a revenue of 10 million US dollars, a gross mining margin of 3.9 million US dollars, and an income of minus 2.7 million US dollars. This is without new machines. I hope they can add a lot of new machines in December, maybe 3,000 to 5,000. I hope so. And then these numbers will improve, not significantly, because the December, and if they replace them in the midst of December, it's going to be a short time where these miners could be effective. But I think this is the lower end of the estimation. Maybe it's going to be a lot better, but we have to wait until the end of the quarter to get all the data, and then I will make a new calculation. Let's call it a very conservative calculation here. So thanks a lot for watching. Like and subscribe, and see you in the next one. Auf Wiedersehen.